Hi, welcome back. So in today's video, I sold Simplicity 9375. I asked in a community post which view you all wanted to see, and a lot of people picked C, so that's the one I sold up today. It was fairly easy. The only thing is invisible zippers. So if you struggle with them like me, then that'll be the only challenge, but it's pretty much it. It did have like a cute little overlay. Oh, and it does have buttonholes. My bad. I forgot about that. So buttonholes, but surprisingly, my buttonhole came out great. So yeah, buttonholes and then pockets. I will definitely sew the skirt again. I can see it being like one of my favorites, some that I sew, all the time. Let me know if you noticed anything different in the video. And also, someone was very excited about that zipper, but I'm gonna quit rambling. I hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. For this one, I'm doing Simplicity 9375, and I will be sewing view. So, okay, view C and D. I thought I had enough fabric to make C, but I don't. So, I'll be making D, but I'm still going to have this little slant right here in the front. So if I flip it over to the back, we have the fabrics, different fabrics that you can use. I am using a flannel. I did cut a size 18 in this one. And right here, you can see the line drawing for the back. So you have your D would be the shortest skirt. B and then A and C are the same length at the longest. You have an invisible zipper. And then we do have side pockets. You also need some interfacing for this project. I forgot my notions. So notions, thread, an invisible zipper, and then 1 5/8 inch button. And like I said, I am doing C and D, a mixture. So I cut a size 18, so my width is 45, and I only bought 2 yards. So if I wanted to do C, the longest version, that's why I couldn't do it, because to a fourth. So I'm doing D, but I kept my little slant in there. And then we have the hip measurement again. So I guess that's all. And then we will get to sewing. So thing to do is to create our darts in the front pieces. So just going to find my little markings that I have. And then I want to make sure my line right here matches up with my line over here. So when I punch it through, it needs to kind of match. Yeah, I'm still working on it. It's not a perfect science. Pretty good though. Not too bad. And then I'm going to do the other dart the same way. Okay. And so I go to the machine and I'm going to do a double stitch here and stitch all the way, and then my dot right here, I'm just going to trail it off. I won't double stitch. I will manually tie it right here to prevent the bubble. So while I'm at the machine, I'm also going to do the back darts as well. We're going to take care of both of them, well, all three at the same time. So first off, you need to get it right, my girl. Right, so I have my darts in, and then the instructions say to create a narrow hem on the right side. So this dart right here, I reinforced the stitch. Can y'all see it? So I just stitch down a little clip to the dot, but not through it. my stitching line, and then I created a narrow hem. So I'm going to go to the machine and stitch right here for the front piece. And then I also want to do the same thing for the overlay piece. So the piece that's going to go on the front, on the unnotched side, I went to the iron and I pressed 5/8, and then I folded again to that line, and I'm just going to stitch to create my narrow hem for this one as well. So the next step is to take the waistband and I interface where my button is going to be. So on the wrong side, the instructions say just to put a little piece of interfacing right here. And then for the unnotched edge, you want to press 5/8 and then trim it down to 3/8 for that. So I'm going to take my overlay piece and with the right sides together, matching my notches. Okay, I'm going to pin. Alright, and so I'm just gonna go from here and stitch to here. Okay, so I have my overlay and then the band together, and next it says to trim my seam to the large dot. And I'm just going to take off a TH. Okay, so I have my seam pressed up towards the band. And then for this part right here, that's kind of like dangling with the right sides together, I'm going to match up my raw edges. And it's supposed to be along the fold line, so you know my fold line may be a little off, but if I prefer to do raw edges even. So I'm gonna go and stitch 5/8 and I'm gonna stop right here. And oops. I was supposed to stitch across here too for the band, so the little short end right here, I need to stitch as well. Okay, so I've stitched it and then I'm just gonna trim. And now I'm going to turn it to the right side. Uh-oh. If I can. Now that I have it, I'm going to press it. And then I will have to slip stitch or hand sew this piece to the overlay piece, the band over. I'm trying to see, do I want to stitch in the ditch, but I really don't. So I'm going to hand sew it. We're going to do that. It'll look neater, I'm sure. So let's do that. Okay, so I've slip stitched the inside of it. So now I'm going to make my buttonhole right here on my garment, and I definitely wanted to start right here and The button may be a little bigger than this. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I'm gonna cut my extra threads. Oh, it came out perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my front piece and then my front overlay piece. So the wrong side of my overlay with the right side of my front piece, I'm gonna find my notches. Well, it's just one notch. And then I should match it up with the dot right there. And match it up a little bit. So this line right here is my stitching line that I should stitch on when I take it to the machine. So it's supposed to be like that a little bit to create that slanted effect. I guess that's what we're gonna say. Per the drawing in the picture, is kind of like, per the drawing in the picture, the stitching line kind of goes like through the buttonhole. So shall we eyeball it? I mean, that's a pretty good eyeball to me. What am I getting this? Oh, girl, I'm on to something. Photo right there. That's kind of on the line, kind of. From where I marked to right here on this line, kind of, maybe. So per the instructions, I'm going to do a basting stitch from here to here. And then I'm going to do a regular stitch from here to my buttonhole right here. Stop. And then take it off of the garment and then just stitch from here all the way down here. So I'm going to do my basting stitch first. Let's get that out of the way. And now I'm going to stitch on the stitching line. Okay, so I have it stitched, and depending on the thread color, you probably won't even see it. So I don't even think you can see it really. So it's cute. And then it says to put your button on where the little dot is. So I'm gonna do that later. So now it's time to move on to the zipper, and I have been looking at a couple of invisible zipper tutorials. So I do have a blue one. Not sure why I didn't really get one that matched my fabric, but you know, it is what it is. So this the blue doesn't look bad, and if I do it right, it shouldn't show. So we're gonna see if I can remember what I learned. So I did kind of measure out 5/8 because of the tutorial I saw, it was like make sure that this is kind of like you stitch on the 5/8 on the actual seam. So I'm gonna try that, and we're gonna see how it goes. So just bear with me. I'm gonna do one at a time, and I am gonna baste it because I don't want to mess it up. So, you know, in the event that I do mess it up, it's easier for me to take off the basting stitch than it is for me to do a regular stitch. So just gonna do this and one more. And my zipper is a little longer than the 7 inches that it said I needed. So okay, I'm gonna do this, take it to the machine and stitch. Well, do the basting stitch. I'm nervous. All right. Let's see what we got. Look at that, y'all. Okay, maybe a little bit. Well, I think it might be invisible in the back. I may need to come in a little bit right here. But looks pretty good to me. Looks like it's a part of the seam. Look at that. Okay. Take your time, do it right. I'm gonna go back over it now with the real thing and make sure I just get it close. But let me see on the back side. On the flip side, looks like everything lined up right. So, okay, I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that right quick. Okay, so I did it. Let's see. Invisible zipper. So, you know, it could still be improved a little bit because right here I kind of see something. I don't know. Let me put it back. But I gave it a good press, and then I did go ahead and just finish hemming up the finish sewing the seam for the back. The next step is to move on to the pockets. So with the right sides together, I'm going to pin the pocket pieces to the front and the back, and please find these notches somewhere. This is what it looks like for the front piece, and I want to make sure that I don't stitch this with this piece. So I'm just stitching the piece that I basted earlier with my pocket, and then I'm going to do a 3/8 inch seam. Why am I saying hem? Seam for the pockets. Okay, so I've sewn my pockets on and understitched the front pocket, and then I pressed the pocket seam allowance towards the pocket. And for the back pieces, I just sewed them together. So now it says to pin the front and the back with right sides together. I know I need to stitch at least down to here. Put one more in there. And then pick it back up right here. I don't know if y'all can see my dots. Oh, you can see it a little bit. And then for the front piece that I hemmed, when I stitch it, I want to make sure that I don't catch this hem part, but I do want to get the front piece right here in my back. So I'm gonna go and sew down to this dot, back stitch, and then from here back stitch and go down all the way to the end of the skirt, to the end hem, making sure I don't catch this pressed end that I did. And then for my pocket piece, I'm going to make sure I sew all around. The next step is to work on the facing pieces. So this is the front facing. Why did I switch that? So we're right sides together. Need to find my notches. And then I'm just gonna pin them. Seems like I do a lot of projects with facings. Alrighty, and I'm gonna go and stitch down here. I have my pockets done, and then the side seams are all done. And the instructions did say to baste the pocket to the front, so I did that also. And then the next step is to apply the facing. And I'm gonna go and sew all around. I have my facing stitched to my skirt, and then I'm just gonna trim, but it says not to trim off the back part right here, so I'm just gonna start from this notch. I've understitched my facing piece and trimmed it, and then for the back part where the zipper is, it says to stitch down right here. So that way, let me clip it and maybe I can describe it a little better than what I'm saying. Do I need to trim it? I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. Maybe not. I ain't gotta trim it. Okay. So, but use this little pointer thingy. And maybe I should have trimmed it. I don't know. I need to get it a good press and turn it to the inside again. So that way when we zip it up, it looks like this. Oh, still a little bit. That's not so invisible, but this is. But that's not too bad. I'll take it. I'm gonna turn my face into the inside and give it a good press. And then the last step is to hem all of these raw edges at the bottom of the skirt. So clearly I need better boots, like some knee-high boots, but this is all I had.